Question 5 wants us to say how many positive integers divide 323,400, and it gives us a hint. It says look at the prime factorization. Well, if you do the prime factorization, that means to break it up into a product of prime numbers to some powers, you see that 323,400 is 2 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 1 times 5 squared times 7 squared times 11 to the power of 1. How does this help us? Well, let me ask you a question. Does the positive integer 13 divide this number? You can use your calculator and check, but you find that 13 does not divide this number. Why not? Because 13 doesn't divide these numbers or any of their products. 13 being prime, it has to either divide one of these numbers or one of its products, and it doesn't. So, what can we say? If a number is to divide this left-hand side, it must divide some combination, or it must be equal to some combination of these primes to at most these powers. So that is, 3 will divide 323,400 because I've got a 3 to the 1 here, but 9 would not. And again, please don't take my word for this. Please go and check using your calculator. So that means that if I have an arbitrary factor f, this factor f has to be 2 to some power times 3 to some power times 5 to some power times 7 to some power times 11 to some power. Well, with these powers, what could they be? Well, for the power of 2, I've got a choice. I could have it as 0, 1, 2, or 3, but I certainly can't go any higher than that. For 3, I could have 0 or 1. For 5, I could have 0, 1, or 2. For 7, I could have 0, 1, or 2. And for 11, I could have 0 or 1. This means that the number of factors, the number of positive integers that divide is going to be, how many of them are there? There are 4 choices for the powers of 2, times 2 choices for the powers of 3, times 3 choices for the powers of 5, times 3 choices for the powers of 7, times 2 choices for the powers of 11. This means that there are 144 positive integers that divide 323,400. Please just be a little bit careful about the phrasing. They only want to know how many positive integers divide this number, so we can include itself and 1 this time round. So our answer is 144.